Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Coming up here in just a couple of days time, we of course have our next major update dropping for Black Ops 6 and Warzone, and that is of course the Season 4 update. And with this, we are going to see a substantial download similar in size to the other major seasonal updates that we've seen recently. So around 20 plus gigs likely when it comes to the actual title update itself. And alongside the update itself, we're going to see a, I would assume, lengthy list of patch notes for multiplayer, zombies, Warzone, detailing new fixes, gameplay adjustments, weapon tuning, all sorts of stuff like that. But even now, a few days prior to the update dropping, we've actually got a bunch of confirmations directly from Call of Duty on what to expect with the Season 4 patch notes. So today we essentially have an early look at what our Season 4 update notes are going to be like. So I want to briefly start here on the global Trello before we come back to it here in just a moment, because we, as you can see, have several updates here since we last covered this, but also the resolved issues tab has actually seen a few updates, and that's because we ended up seeing a minor update go out a few days ago that was almost like a pre-Season 4 update with a few patch notes that we didn't cover when it first dropped just because it was pretty minimal, but it does hold some relevance to today's conversation because it directly impacts the Trellos. So a few days ago, we actually had the May 21st update, and this happened like right alongside the Season 4 reveal, so a ton of stuff was going on. You might have missed that they actually fixed some of these, but they did update some messaging for the in-game UI notifications and social tab, some stuff that we've seen sort of on again, off again on the Trello over the course of the past little while. On dealership, they addressed an issue where a wall lacked a bullet collision in SND. UI will now also properly display unlocking Season 3 content in match. In ranked, they addressed an issue that prevented ranked play combat record data from appearing under the correct season, so that was listed on the Trello for a little while there. Then also in zombies, they improved stability when using inventories, including the Vault in Liberty Falls and Terminus. And in addition to that, Warzone also got a minor update with some big issues that previously were just sitting there waiting on the Trello board to get fixed. So they say with this minor update, we also addressed an issue that occasionally prevented players from reviving down to teammates, one of the most game-breaking, one of the most obnoxious bugs in the entire game. They also fixed various collision issues that allowed players to exploit under the map, which was also a big problem going on Verdansk. I'm sure as time goes on, players are going to discover more ways to do that. It was just like that back in Warzone 1, and every major update also included those geographical updates and fixes and that copy and paste patch note that we always used to have back in the day. But some pretty important ones here that, like I said, previously were mentioned on the Trello but are now resolved. But now jumping back to the Trello board, as you can see, we've got a bunch of things listed as fixed scheduled here. So these are things that should coincide with the Season 4 update. And as we do go through all the upcoming changes that they've revealed and confirmed so far and a few other things to look out for, quick reminder, if you do enjoy the video, you find the info helpful, a like rating is always seriously appreciated. Much love to everyone who takes the time to do so. And if you're new to the channel, you want to make sure that each and every day you're always in the know for everything going on in COD, this is the place to be. So feel free to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications, and help get us one step closer to reaching 1 million subscribers. First up here, a couple of global issues that now fully have that fix scheduled. Voice chat icons can remain on player screens from previous matches. Really annoying bug, just seeing those names stack up and then you can't tell sometimes if what you're seeing is someone's name actually popping up in game and you just haven't heard their voice yet, or if it's just glitched, and it's really obnoxious there. You have to fully restart your game to fix it, which is just annoying to have to deal with. Social menu displays at the main menu description when a friend is in a match, full fix scheduled for that as well. They are still investigating that control text for console and PC can overlap on the operator screen, kind of a niche thing there, but still under investigation for now. We also have some multiplayer specific things here that are listed. A few things are still under investigation. When you call in a dreadnought, sometimes you lose the ability to actually change your stance. It kind of breaks your game, so a little bit risky using a dreadnought in multiplayer right now. Also, sometimes loadouts display placeholder icons from like zombies or Warzone when you quickly switch into multiplayer, so there's a weird visual bug going on there. A few other fixes scheduled though. Winner's circle may not appear after a match on stakeout. I saw a few comments that was like, actually no, we could leave that. We don't have to spend time doing the winner's circle. You could just throw us into the next match, right? Valid point there, but nonetheless, they are going to fix that bug here with Season 4. Some players may display an incorrect platform icon in the game lobby. Also also going to be fixed here per the fix scheduled tag. And then for zombies, full fixes scheduled here as well. Nothing but scheduled fixes, actually. Some players may not see the on-screen timer during an exfil, so you just got to guess. They've got an update coming for that. Manglers sometimes walking into walls when spawning, fix coming for that. The mystery box may produce certain weapons more frequently than others, a fix scheduled for that as well. So just from the Black Ops 6 general Trello, a lot of previewed patch notes here for season 4. The Warzone Trello also details a little bit more. So here it's a lot of things being investigated, but they've also been on the Trello for some time now, so pretty good chance with season 4 we're going to see several of these addressed. They do still have a fix scheduled here that we've been waiting on for a long time now. They are investigating the issue that sometimes causes loadouts and other player data to reset after a match, so it keeps changing your loadouts on the menu to something you don't want, or an old build, or it deletes your custom weapon build. Super annoying bug there, because you have to keep going through and changing things thinking you're going to get the right setup, and then you go in game and you're like, wait a second, this is not what I want. Pretty frustrating one there. So good news, a fix is scheduled for that. They did disable the ability to mantle on vehicle rooftops to avoid players getting into areas where they shouldn't be. So good chance that once they fix some of those out of map exploits even more, they'll fully update that and fix that. They disabled the third person infill setting because players were glitching and using third person in an actual match. That one, I would assume, pretty good chance of getting fully updated here too. Actively investigating reports of disconnects. This obviously started a lot with season 3 reloaded, sort of got lesser and lesser as time went on, but it still goes on here and there. Hopefully they have something that directly impacts this with some kind of server stability update that we won't actually get details on in the patch notes, of course. And then also they are looking into an issue where sometimes it gives you the incorrect cash amount. It does the math for you, of course, saying, hey, this player's got 7,000, this player's got 3,000, you guys have 10,000. Sometimes it gaslights you and doesn't give you the correct amount there, so they're looking into that as well. And then for whatever reason, we also have this completely separate Warzone page from Activision support that also details a few other issues they're looking into, so it's quite possible we see several of these also mentioned in the season 4 patch notes. Some of these are more like super niche, super specific ones, but they have updated this quite a bit as of late, with certain operator skins being busted or unequipable. They say some operator skins have been temporarily disabled. The Joyride Maya operator skin, Yokai, Cole, and Nocturne on Riptide as well, with various different glitches going on with those. So good chance that we see some of those updated here with season 4, so you can actually use those skins as intended. The competitive advantage calling card is not unlocking. A tracking issue affecting the competitive advantage calling card challenge is under investigation, so they're looking into that. It's just weird that we have things listed here that aren't also listed on the Trello, like there's some kind of communication barrier going on there. Little bit strange. They are still investigating the issues with certain hardware on PC. So this is the AMD 7000 series stutters and hitches that have been going on since season 3. The fact that it's been a whole season and this major game-breaking issue still has not been fixed is kind of crazy, but they are still looking into that, still looking for crash logs from players who are experiencing issues there. So if you have those, you could send them to them and then maybe get this fixed a little bit sooner. I'd be very surprised if we don't see some mention of this though with the season 4 patch, considering how big of an issue this is and how long it's taken to get addressed. COD point balance being 0, this just happens a lot of the time. It's a visual bug. You can restart your game and that should fix that. The loadouts changing and being reset to default weapons, they are still looking into that, even though it's not fully listed on the Trello. They also say some players have found success at fixing this if you delete your loadouts and then recreate them. So delete the entire class that you've got and then remake a new custom loadout there, and that could fix it as well. And then also there's that issue on PlayStation where sometimes your DLC packs are out of date and you have to go into the add-on section and then start launching things from there to ideally fix that. But a few other additional things that they've mentioned in passing here, again, completely separately from the Trello for no real reason that I can understand, but it's there and it gives us some new details, some new previews nonetheless. So quite a few fixes, confirmed fixes scheduled for season 4. Keep in mind, this is hardly going to be the majority of these season 4 patch notes. There's going to be so much coming with those notes themselves, whether it be weapon tuning and updates there, even more bug fixes, gameplay adjustments, detailing other new features that maybe haven't been previewed yet. So we've got a lot to look out for when those patch notes drop later this week. You guys know I'll be covering those right as they happen, so feel free to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with that, alongside everything else going on in COD. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like on your way out. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.